Many people are at first quite resistant to this idea that food can have such a profound impact on your health, both avoiding certain things and making sure that you eat certain things. Um, a few studies that really catch people's attention and really open their eyes to how intelligent the body is and how flexible our genes are, our epigenetics, the manifestation of our genes and the changing of the expression of our genes depending on our environment, which includes what we eat. These studies, the first one is about pigs. They took a few pigs and restricted their diet to not include vitamin A at all. Vitamin A is a sun nutrient. It indicates a presence of sunlight in the environment. They restricted vitamin A from the diet, and then they had the pigs get pregnant and have piglets. And I've asked people, what do you think might happen if the body's extremely intelligent and flexible and it's being told that there's no sunlight? And many people will guess, well, maybe the pigs are born blind because they don't need eyesight because there's no sunlight. And actually what happened was the pigs were born without eyes, with no eyes. They had eye sockets, they had what covers the eyes? I can't think of it. But no eyes. And if you think about it, that makes sense. Eyes are incredibly complex and need a very specific, high quality range of nutrients to be created. And those would be better used elsewhere to have better ear sight. And those would be better used elsewhere to have better hearing, to be a bit more quick and nimble and able to dodge prey that you find near you last second because you don't have eyesight, to have echolocation. Our genes have many blueprints in them that don't get used. For example, in humans, we have the blueprints for tails. We typically don't use them because our bodies know we would do better without a tail, with the way that we move, the way that we live, and so we don't grow them. At least not most of us. And there's a type of lizard that lives subterraneously, underground, where there is no sunlight, and they also have eye sockets and I can't even think of it. And the thing that covers your eyes. I feel like such an idiot. But no eyes. And they have excellent hearing, and they do fine. So with the pigs that were born without eyes, then they gave those pigs a more whole diet that had vitamin A, and they had them get pregnant and give offspring. And those offspring, once again, had eyes. So they were able to make a generation of pigs skip the development of eyes based on nutrition. And the second really amazing study, it's called Pottinger's cats. And they took two groups of cats and gave one group mostly raw milk and raw meat, as well as some other things, and the other group mostly cooked milk and cooked meat. And so they're not going to have enzymes, and they're not going to have certain nutrients that die with heat. Vitamin C, for example, if I remember correctly, dies with heat. And so, die isn't the right term, but. And so the group that they fed the cooked, all cooked ingredients, slowly over time, generation over generation, they developed different degenerative diseases. They get arthritis. They had much more poor coordination. They, if you toss them in the air upside down, they had a much harder time flipping and landing on their feet like cats are known to do. They're less nimble. Their teeth were worse. And it started out pretty slow. It was a little bit noticeable in the first generation. Second generation, much more so. By the fourth generation, most of the cats couldn't produce offspring. So the study, it had to stop after 4 generations because the kittens became so sick. The other group of cats fed raw meat and raw milk, something that's more similar to the natural diet cats would eat, eating, raw mice and various things. They did absolutely fine for 10 generations in a row. Didn't suffer from all the degenerative diseases that the other group of cats were immediately plagued with. Now, also really neat is they took cats around the 3rd generation in the cooked meat, cooked milk group and introduced them to the raw meat group, and they were able to nurse their genes back to health. You don't have good genes, bad genes. You have genes that have become unhealthy, and you can make them more healthy. There are exceptions to that. If someone's born with Down syndrome, for example, I'm not totally convinced that you can fully reverse that. That might be a case of genes becoming bad in a way that is unrepairable, a defect that maybe can't be fixed with nutrition. But the majority of humans have genes that are perfectly good. They just have become a bit unhealthy, and especially over generations, can be nursed back to full health. And even within a single generation, you can see marked improvement of optimal body weight, of even a little bit of a upgrade in looks. Your face becoming more symmetrical, having more dynamic symmetry of the proportions of the face and body. And the 3rd study is they took 2 groups of animals and they fed one something very similar to the standard American diet, and the other one a very whole, nutritious diet, more similar to, a traditional food diet in humans. The group that was fed the standard American diet with seed oils and sugar, 25% of them got skin cancer. The group that was fed more nutritious food, none of them got skin cancer. And so it goes to show you that the diet has a huge amount to do with helping genes to not malfunction, and which is cancer. The malfunctioning of cells is cancer. Now, cancer, the way we usually use the term, means a big, huge buildup of malfunctioning cells that threaten the body. And so, if you think about it, it makes absolute sense that if we put, diesel in a gasoline engine or poor quality food, fake food, into the body, that it will malfunction. It will screw up. It will not be able to fix those screw ups faster than it's generating them, and we will have major issues. Hopefully that makes intuitive sense. Hopefully these videos are helpful to you. And at least I'm getting it off my chest, whether you choose to use it or not. Thanks so much for watching.